It's about more than a month ago that I have introduced you to the Grace Light Empowerment Program. As I have been telling you, this has been a great blessings from heaven for the entire human race to evolve from a flesh and blood reality to a reality that of light. We are light beings. By mistake, we have assumed this physical body and trapped in matter. That is the plain literal truth. That's what ultimately I want to accomplish through this Grace Light Empowerment Program. For those of us who are unable to conceive of this ultimate accomplishment of a light body through this empowerment program, the Grace Light will do whatever you look for. It has its own intelligence. The Grace Light knows where you are at, and then kind of gives you what you need to evolve you. If you need a healing from a disease in your body, the Grace Light heals you. If you need some evolution in your psychology, you have been a person not very given to understanding, it gives you the understanding. If your heart is not open, it helps your heart to open. So when these things are happening due to the practice of the Grace Light, whether on the physical level, on the emotional level, and on the psychological level, there will be some pain associated with that, because the Grace Light is going and attacking you on these various levels. It is as though you are going through a surgery. So when you go through a surgery, it is painful, it's not fun. But then you must go through that because you don't want to live with a tumor. So you have to get that removed. So there will be some discomforts. What that means is the Grace Light is working on you. And some people won't be experiencing any pain at all. That means they are already in a good place and then they are moving along without having through hardships. The Grace Light is very compassionate. It knows exactly what you need and then it is doing the right thing. So if you have things happening that you don't like, understand it is just karma removal. Whenever the giver puts his or her hands over the receiver, the crown chakra that corresponds to your brain releases your karma. The brain cells will be releasing karma, diseases, psychological problems. All these things will be released. There is no other way that you can purify yourself other than through this Grace Light empowerment. Why? Because it's God's doing. It's not that any human being doing anything. God flows through the hands and palms of the giver, and then Grace Light gets into your brain, and the brain cells get cleaned up. That's the process that's going on. So I just want you to remember that you should, remind you that you should continue with the practice. If you find it is overwhelming, then I heard that particularly in the East, um, a lot of people are doing very regularly for twice a day. And particularly for those people, if the experiences are too overwhelming, you may want to just do it just once a day. And if you're doing it in the morning, then in the evening you do another meditation. The other meditation that I recommend is the 1-minute meditation, the extended version, because it can give you both the material as well as the spiritual benefits. But once again I want to reiterate that the grace light is the answer for all our problems. It's going to solve all problems on a personal level, on the level of the country and the level of the world. So that is my foregone conclusion. There is no other remedy other than the grace light, which can give us a permanent solution for all our problems.